So, welcome back to part 3 of Lasasha Flames interview with me, Samuel J. White, or Sam J. White as it is on Facebook. It's been a while, and the reason for that is Lasasha said something that Facebook didn't like, and they put her in jail. So I wanted to wait until Lasasha came out of Facebook jail to complete these videos. Lasasha was in Facebook jail for standing up to some racists, as far as I get it, and we should all be standing up to racism. In between these two videos, I found out some sad news. An author whose book I reviewed about a year ago, Kimberly Allenman, her book was called Bonded Forever. It was a short snippet of what was to come, basically. It was a really, really good book, and I was looking forward to reading the full novel version of it. And Kimberly hasn't been too well over the past year or so, unfortunately. She was going to come on this channel at some point when she was feeling better and do one of these interviews like Lasasha's doing now. Unfortunately, I heard that 2 weeks ago Kimberly sadly passed away at the age of 40. I won't go into too many details because her family don't know about these videos, but I just wanted to say that our thoughts are with them. She left 2 young children behind as well, which is very sad. Okay, so let's move on to the next part of Lasasha's video. We've also gone a little bit more upmarket with the videos. I couldn't get a new camera just yet because they weren't selling them during lockdown, but they weren't selling them in certain places. But I did manage to get a new microphone, which is just off of the shot, and that's for my audio recordings, which are going well. Let's move on to Lasasha's video, part 3.
Little schoolgirl. Okay, so which book am I best known for? I have no fucking idea. And if I can't curse, I'm so sorry. I have no freaking fuck knuckles idea. I don't know. All of them? I don't know. But I can say that the book that I got the most praises on was my Breaking Rules series. It is very, very dark and twisted and has a lot of triggers because it deals with a very sensitive subject of sex trafficking, and it follows a woman who it was born into this kind of life, and all she's known is basically being used and abused, and she makes a mistake of that kind of like changes everything in her life, and it kind of like everything that she known or she thought like unravels. And but it's also a good thing because she's learning that there's a bigger world out there than the beautiful cage that she's been in. So I did get a lot of praises for that book because I think maybe because this is dark and twisted. I'm not sure.
So I haven't had a chance to read this book yet, but I looked it up on Amazon and 17 5-star reviews. That's awesome. And it's about 14 more than I've got since Amazon decided to remove some of mine. There was one person who didn't like the book and several other people, 4-star reviews, 3-star reviews, who did like the book. So brilliant, Lasasha. I hope to read it at some point and review it myself.
The second book that people love a lot, which is another dark and twisty book, but it's a very short story. So if you got like an hour to kill, you'll get to this book. It is called Birth of a Sand Viper: Origins of Jafar. And I basically took the character Jafar from Aladdin and I gave him a nice little paranormal remix, and I created a dark fantasy story that basically is my interpretation of what happened to make him evil. And the great thing about that is that you're going to get more in future books to come because it serves as kind of a prequel to his main book in my new upcoming series, Dark Immortal Flames, which the first book is going to be releasing this year, 2020, November 1st. That book, shout out, is claimed. It's claimed. The name of the book is claimed, Dark Breeds of Lycans. I've been working tirelessly on this book, and I want it to be perfect and loving for everybody who enjoys it, because this book, this whole series, is a labor of love.
Yes, Lasasha's right here. These books really are a labour of love. I know that from personal experience. Having written my first book, it took me 3 years. That is A Midwinter Night's Dream, The Broccoli, The Stilton and The Haystack, and I've done several others as well. But these books, the characters stay with you. That was a couple of years ago, I think I finished writing that, and they stay with you, and they still talk to me in my head. Or they still talk to me because I'm doing the audiobook for that one right now and working on another part to it. But let's let Lasasha get on with it.
So next we're going to talk about my favorite book that I've written. Give some details about the genre and the plot. Well, this is kind of like perfect because I was just saying about Claimed. My favorite book. Well, I'm not going to say just Claimed because I'm excited about every single one of these stories in my Dark Immortal Flames series. They're all connected. It is basically a series that centers around Lucifer's cage. Yes, he has been imprisoned by Adam with 7 prophecies that are written on 7 scrolls. And at this point in the series, where you learn that there's somebody actively making these prophecies come true, so that the seals on the locks on the cage pop. But when Lucifer gets out, he's going to destroy the world, just to say a nice big giant fuck you to God for kicking him out of heaven. Yeah, God has special plans for mankind, and everything that mankind has gone through is leading up to something grand that God plans to give them. And Satan wants to burn it all to hell and nobody gets shit. And my series is the final scroll. The final prophecies are popping. And it's 13 prophecies, 13 books. And the first prophecy that pops is in the first book, Claimed, Dark Breeds of Lycans. I'm so excited about that one because it's about a Lycan alpha who needs a legitimate heir in order to claim his dead father's empire. He basically abducts this purebred female and he forces her to marry him so that he can get her pregnant, and he's going to use the baby to get his father's empire on a technicality, because the Lycan laws say that he needs a kid in order to claim his father's empire. But don't feel bad for the heroine because she is badass. She would literally kill him before she agreed to give birth to his children. So it's going to be exciting to see the battle of the will between these 2 characters. I don't want to tell you too much. I probably already told you enough. But, you know, I'm loving writing this story, and I cannot wait to share it with you. And I do share like little bits and pieces of it, and I probably shouldn't. I'm probably like ruining it for you guys. So I'm going to try to hold it off. But I'm totally excited about this book coming out.
Unfortunately, we're running low on computer memory space, so I'm going to have to cut this off here, render it, and then make part 4. So you've been listening to Samuel J. White and Lasasha Flame, and there will be a part 5, probably immediately. Oh yes, and all links to Lasasha's work and my work, website, stuff like that should all be down there in the titles. Continue on to part 5 for even There may be a part 5.